Welcome to weekly market research from Fullerton Markets. Let's dive into the latest market trends and insights. Dow Jones. The Israel-Iran conflict is casting a shadow over markets, with investors watching for signs of escalation. Stocks fell Friday. Dow dropped over 750 points as Iran launched missiles at Israel. Oil surged, defense stocks rose, gold rebounded. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq ended the week slightly down. All major indexes ended the week in the red. Meanwhile, U.S. consumer sentiment unexpectedly rose in June. Markets now await this week's Fed meeting. While the Fed is expected to hold rates steady, attention will focus on Powell's tone and updated economic projections. U30 USD on weekly chart. Price is consolidating between 41,000 and 43,000 as investors remain cautious, awaiting clearer signals about the U.S. business climate. If the price fails to break above 45,000 by the end of Q2, we may see a potential rejection. Oil. Crude oil prices surged over 7% on Friday after Israel launched airstrikes on Iran without U.S. support, targeting nuclear and missile infrastructure. Iran retaliated with missile attacks, sparking fears of a broader Middle East conflict and potential oil supply disruptions. Despite the tension, Iranian oil facilities weren't hit, and experts say major supply routes like the Strait of Hormuz remain open. The IEA is monitoring markets with emergency reserves ready. Concerns remain over escalating military action that could affect global oil flow, especially with political and economic pressure from major players like China. WTI USD on the weekly chart has, for the first time in the past 2 months, broken above the psychological level of 66, which had been a strong support and then turned into resistance. The next major hurdle is 75, and that's been serving as a dynamic bearish resistance for over 2 years. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang toured Europe last week, meeting leaders like Macron and Starmer, while pitching Nvidia as the foundation of Europe's AI future. At events in London and Paris, Huang drew massive crowds and promoted the idea of sovereign AI, building local data centers using Nvidia GPUs. A key deal was struck with French startup Mistral to develop an AI cloud. Huang emphasized Nvidia as an infrastructure company, likening AI to electricity. He acknowledged China's AI progress through Huawei, calling them a generation behind, but still capable if the US withdraws. He also highlighted the next frontier: quantum computing, robotics, and autonomous vehicles, calling this decade the era of those technologies. Nvidia on the daily chart is showing some real momentum. Despite ongoing threats from U.S. policy regarding tariffs and trade tensions, Nvidia continues its global expansion. It's reflected in the rising stock price. Over the past 30 trading days, it has surged nearly 50%, climbing from support level to around the 150 mark. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into these market shifts and their potential future impacts. We are Fullerton Markets.